What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Let's talk about meditation and how we can bring it into our everyday life. When we talk about meditation or think about it, I'm sure the same image comes to your mind as would come to mine, especially as I was learning this process, which is something that is strictly done in an isolated sense. Even if you're in a house full of people, you go off to the corner, you go off to a separate room, you find a place that's peaceful so that you can engage in this practice. And so it's easy to have that understanding that meditation is something that is just done in an individual type of way. But when you remove that barrier, you can find that meditation is something you could bring to every facet of your life. Think about when you're talking to somebody and suddenly you hear, "Hey, were you even listening to me?" This happens because, just like in meditation, our mind just drifts. We're physically present in the moment, but our mind has gone somewhere totally separate. And when we can learn to just strengthen that muscle of understanding, hey, my thoughts have drifted, let me bring it back here, then maybe you have opportunities to catch that before someone else calls it out for you. If you're trying to work and you're sitting in front of a computer and again, you're there and you're present, you're looking at the screen, but you're not productive because your mind is just in a million different places. And when you're able to identify, wow, my mind is really drifting, let me bring it back. I'm working. Right now, I'm working. You could bring your attention back to what it is that you're doing and hopefully increase your productivity. And these are just the superficial matters. Not to say that they're not important, but I think the real strength in being present is finding that beauty in the moment that you're in. I read about this a lot when I would look at Thich Nhat Hanh's books. He was really great at breaking down the minutia of including mindfulness and meditation into everything. He would speak about it while taking a walk. Instead of letting his mind go into a million different spaces, he would just tell himself, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. If he was eating, instead of what we do, stare at the television set, stare at our phones, he would tell himself, I'm eating, I'm chewing. He would just have this hyper awareness of the activity that he's currently engaged in. And when we focus and isolate in that type of way, there's a beauty to that moment. There's a beauty of being there to actually see something, being there to actually engage with something. Think about that person again who's talking to us and they have your undivided attention and you're looking at them, you're looking at the life in their eyes, you're looking at the beauty of their face, you're looking at their lips, their hair, you're just seeing so many details that you otherwise would have skirted right over had you allowed your mind to be in a million different spaces. And it just opens yourself to seeing beauty everywhere. We don't have to think about it when we're going to a museum or looking at a book or doing anything. It could be anywhere that we allow our focus and presence to be at. I guess even if you think about that movie, American Beauty, and they have that paper bag, plastic bag, I think it's a plastic bag, swirling around in the air. I understand why it's easy to be cynical. Like, what are y'all talking about? This is just a plastic bag. What are we tripping off of here? But it's the same thing. If we're just looking at it and we're understanding the beauty of nature, of the wind, of the creation, of the flow, then we allow ourselves to just be open to ideas that are beyond what our mind is racing from to and for without getting a chance to actually take a look at what's going on. So the more we remove that barrier, the more we're bringing that sense of peace and awareness that's going on in our meditation into everything else. And I think that's important. So I wanted to share it with you guys in this one. So that's it for this, and I'll talk to you next time.